Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We need to talk today about BMNR, which is Bitmine Immersion Technologies. This is a particularly interesting stock that we've been covering in the last couple of days for a number of reasons. One of the most notable reasons is that on Friday we saw this one falling by a further 4.37%. At the same time, we are now at quite an interesting position, and there's a few things that I want to bring to your attention as to what we have seen over the last couple of weeks and as to what we might see in the next week ahead. Do bear in mind, guys, this is just my personal thoughts and opinions. I am not a financial advisor. It's just what I think based on what we are seeing. At the same time, if you do enjoy what you're seeing here, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. It'll let me know that you guys want to see more content on this particular stock. Anyway, we might as well dive straight in and quickly have a look at what we saw in the last couple of days. And if you have been watching this one, you'll know that since really the early part of August, we have seen this one going up and up and up. We've just seen this massive increase, right? We've come all the way from about $30 to where we have been recently at a price of 68. That is obviously a massive price increase. So you would expect this one to be sort of cooling off slightly, and do bear in mind this also comes off of the back of a really major increase from about $4 all the way up to where we are right now. So all of the context right from this point here to way up here, you know, we've seen major increases. Obviously we cooled down a bit, but the good news is we've remained above, significantly above, the levels that we were at previously. However, what I really want to focus on here, because we all know that background story, I want to focus on what we are seeing right now. Now, the 4% drop that we have seen on Friday, despite being relatively significant, when we zoom out in context, it's not actually that bad. It's not the worst in the world, just my opinion basically. However, with that being said, there are still a few things to pay attention to. Now, going into the next week, what I really want to see is some more stability coming in here. I think there is a possibility that if we can see this one go up further, we're going to need to begin to break above levels roughly $65, $66, right? That's been a level in the past in this particular cycle here, and also way back here, that we have had difficulty getting above and getting past. You will see obviously back here we've seen a lot of difficulty really getting above and remaining above that point. However, when we briefly did, we saw obviously this major increase. Now we're seeing this trend sort of come back here, you know, not really able to break and maintain above 65, 66, definitely into 70. We're just not having that ability at the moment. The good news though, we are starting to find a little bit of a new base, and this is slightly above the previous level of resistance at 52.85. It looks like we're now holding on to those levels slightly above, and the question is whether this is able to maintain into Monday. Do bear in mind that when you zoom into the 5-day chart, right, despite the fact we've seen this major drop, we're now not as low really as we were even back on the 11th, right, or the 10th or the 8th. We were significantly or perhaps just a bit lower than where we are now. And of course from there, we were able to find that next level up, despite coming back to where we are. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from $14.50 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. The point is, though, in the past week, despite yes being red, given the context of everything that we're seeing, in my opinion, we are now finding some consolidation. And that is of course what we are going to want to see, it's what we are going to need to see going into the next week. And with Friday being particularly or relatively flat, the question is, are we now coming to those levels where we could be looking to see that bounce? Well, if we're not, I want to see this one go to 51, right? That's the lowest that I want to see this one go to if we are not able to maintain here. However, if we are, we're going to need to do a few things. We're first going to need to break above 60, then we could be looking for a run all the way up to 70. I think zooming out to the 6-month chart and given the perspective of everything that we've seen right now, if we're able to simply maintain any of these gains and even start to edge up in the next week, even if it's only slightly, or even just consolidating around these levels, that would be a win, right? It really would in my opinion. Because the growth that we're seeing here on this stock in the last couple of weeks and months in general, relatively new, right? We've not seen this growth really before. And given that as a context, we need to also factor in the reality here, right? Some investors are going to be taking profits along the way. Some people are going to get nervous, and of course volatility is going to creep in. All of this could lead to the sort of downtrend that we're briefly seeing in the past week. With that being said, we've not fallen that significantly. It looks like we are starting to find a bottom, really around 55 as a basic low. We've seen this since we entered this new uptrend. The question is it going to hold again? So hold on to that 55 range, maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher, and I'm pretty happy with this. But if this is a new bottom, we're in for some potentially interesting stuff. Either way, I think the most important thing to highlight here to you guys is this is obviously going to be a risky play, right? Potentially between 50-55, this could be our new level of support, if not down to 50, right, or below that. Either way, it's going to be a very risky play. Now, if we're able to break above this level that we have in the difficulty at around 66-67, we could be up for more gains. But right now, the thing that I'm looking for in the next few days is to remain in this channel. And if you've been watching this channel, this YouTube channel, for some time, you'll know this is something that I try and give you every single time I film a video. I try and give you my personal thoughts on either end, right? Not just the upside, not just the downside. I give you both ends, allowing you guys to hopefully go out there and make more educated decisions for yourself. But they are the key levels that I'm personally highlighting based on the trend that we're seeing at the minute. I'd love to know what you guys think as to what's going on right now. Do let me know what you think based on where we are. But yeah, just another quick update video on this one. I'm going to be giving you guys more updates as we go through the week, but I think this week is going to be quite important. If we can hold that 55 mark, particularly, if not that 50 mark, things are looking pretty good. However, if we're not able to maintain that, if we're not able to hold that, we could be looking to push slightly lower. If we can, and if we can edge up higher, great. But right now it's all to play for. That's based on my personal opinion. That's just the way that I see things at the moment. But I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what we're seeing here. Give me your thoughts in the comment section, guys. I'd love to hear them. Do remember, I also now have a Patreon page where I can give you even more exclusive updates and behind the scenes content. Link is down in both the description, the comment section, and the bio. If you enjoyed again, give it a like and subscribe. And I hope, guys, I'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye for now.